Hello, everyone. We are going to talk about some kind of exciting news today about baseball season. And if you remember what we talked about before, we mentioned that baseball season wasn't going to start because people couldn't agree. And this article is a result of them talking things out and negotiating with one another, and coming up with a resolution. So I think that is a really great thing to keep in mind, that everybody has disagreements over things, and we just need to talk it out and communicate to and find common ground with one another. So that is something that I want you to take away when you think about this article. Also think about getting outside and getting some exercise. Baseball is a great form of exercise for the people that enjoy it, and it's a great pastime for people that like to watch it. But we are going to start reading our article on Major League Baseball news. Remember, Major League Baseball is also called MLB. And you can see a picture here of a baseball player with his bat up. So he's holding a bat. And then there is, I think that is I can't really tell
MLB
too closely, but I think that's a ball there that he is looking like he's about to hit. So they just made an announcement today. MLB made an announcement on June 24th. MLB baseball players will start playing baseball in July. Yay! So July is next month. And we have one more week full of June. That'll be the 4th of July. And that's a wonderful holiday to celebrate as well. But baseball is going to start, and the baseball players are going to start practicing on July 1st, which is less than a week away from us. So we are on, well, it's exactly a week. So June 24th is today. And 7 days from now, 1 week, will be July 1st. So in 1 week, they're going to start practicing. Major League Baseball players usually start playing baseball in the spring. And they often go to what is called spring training. So like the Minnesota Twins don't train in Minnesota, they go down to Florida. And that's where they do some of their training. And so like the Cubs in Chicago, they don't practice in Chicago. I think they go to Arizona maybe or something. That could be wrong. But so a lot of the teams don't practice in their own stadiums. They go somewhere else. Their own fields, they go somewhere else. They usually start in the springtime, but they couldn't this year because of the coronavirus. So that is just another thing. Not only is your schooling affected, not only are your parents, maybe they had to work from home for a while, maybe they're still working from home, baseball was affected. So even an outdoor activity where you think maybe it might be safer because it's not a full contact sport, people are kind of further away from one another, but everything is being affected by this coronavirus. And hopefully this is a sign of getting back to more of a normal lifestyle. And I'm not sure if they'll have any precautions. We're going to find out what they say in the next page, if they talk about if we would be able to watch it. So the MLB baseball season will be shorter in 2020. The baseball season will start July 23rd or 24th, and it will end September 27th. So if it usually starts in the spring, which is like March, and it's not starting until July, let's look at this. March is the third month of the year. And if we go up to, we missed April, we missed March, we missed April, we missed May, and we missed June, but they're going to start in July. So they're practicing now at the beginning of July, and then they'll have their games, their season will start at the end of July, and then they'll play August and part of September, but then the season will end in September. So that's a lot shorter season. It's a lot shorter this year than it usually is. Sometimes even the playoffs go into October when it's chilly outside. So that might happen again this year. It doesn't really say anything about that, but the actual season, the whole season, ends in September. So hopefully we'll be back to school by then. But each MLB baseball team will play about 60 games. Can you imagine playing 60 games in just 2 months? That's a lot. Most teams will play in ballparks with no fans. But I bet they're going to air it so you can watch on TV. So let's read the article one more time where I'm not adding my commentary, and then we're going to go answer some questions. So let's take a look at each of these pictures. MLB made an announcement on June 24th. MLB baseball players will start playing baseball in July. MLB baseball players can start practicing July 1st. MLB baseball players usually start playing baseball in spring. They could not play this spring because of the coronavirus. The MLB baseball season will be shorter in 2020. The MLB baseball season will start July 23rd or 24th. The season will end September 27th. Each MLB baseball team will play 60 baseball games. Most teams will play in ballparks with no fans. That's most. I don't know if that's going to be all. I would think that the majority of them would not have any. So they're starting July 1st. Their season will start in a month. Very exciting news. And remember, what I want you to take away from this article is that people have conflicts. They had conflicts. They were advocating for themselves because they didn't think they were getting paid enough. And whether it's true or not, it's a wonderful thing to be able to advocate for yourself and to speak up and to tell your wants and your needs and make those known. And people listened and they came back with other things and they negotiated and they had a conversation. And now look, we're moving forward. So that's very exciting. So who made an announcement? This is who made the announcement on June 24th. Was it the NHL, FIFA, or MLB? It was
MLB.
MLB. I hope that you remember seeing that symbol. We read it a couple times. If you didn't remember, it's a good idea to go back a page or two until you find a symbol that looks familiar. We see a lot of those MLB baseball symbols. So that was the appropriate one, the correct one to choose. Next, how many baseball teams will each MLB baseball team play? 30, 100, or 60? Do you remember I made a comment about it? Said that is a lot of games. 30 is a lot of games, 100 is a lot of games, and 60 is a lot of games. So we're going to go back to our page before. Look at the bottom of the page. Do we see any numbers? I see 2020, they're talking about the year. I see 23 or 24, but they're talking about July. 27, they're talking about when the season is going to end, September 27th. And then it says something about 60. And around that, it says each MLB team will play 60
baseball games.
So we're going to go forward, go to our question. How many baseball games will each team play? We're going to choose 60. We are correct. Awesome. And where are they going to play? Our final question. Are they going to play on football fields, in ballparks, or on tennis courts? We talked about how they don't practice in their own area. So what do you think? It says, where would they be playing? They are going to play baseball. So where would you play baseball? Would you play baseball on a tennis court? No, I don't think so. Most teams will play in, and here is our answer,
Ballparks.
ballparks. So we're going to go back to our question page. We're going to find that same word and the same picture that goes with it. And we see football fields is an answer that we could choose. Tennis courts is another. And baseball parks, or just a ballpark.
Ballparks.
And that is our answer. So this is a great article to talk about exercise and getting active, but the coronavirus is still around, but we're trying to move forward in a healthy way. And conflict resolution, talking about our problems, talking about our disagreements, having a conversation about them, and advocating for yourself can really result in good things. We just have to have communication about it until we come up with some sort of agreement, and everyone and all parties agree on it. So in this situation, we get to benefit from it because we get to watch baseball. I didn't think it was going to happen this year, but I'm glad it is. And hopefully you guys are baseball fans and can enjoy some of the games that will be starting in 1 month. So I hope you enjoyed this article, and I will see you in our next lesson.